Hi everyone, welcome back to Nails by Sora. I hope you are doing well. I have gone and reorganized my nail room. I'm very excited about it. I bought paper towels so I can properly clean. Everything is really nice and put together and brand spanking new, and I'm so excited about it. But today we're going to be doing I'm kind of all over the place. I've got so many ideas of things that I want to do, and it's like I want to do all of them right now, and I keep jumping back and forth between different viral 3D designs, between the viral bug designs, specifically ladybugs. I've been seeing dragonflies, the seashell nails. I have a few other esoteric ideas in my head, and I want to do them all like now, but obviously I need to prioritize one over the other and just do them in some sort of order. So I was going to do the seashell nails today, and then I walked into my nail room and my book was opened up to my designs for the ladybugs. So I think I'm going to do that instead because I keep pushing it further and further down my list. But this is actually, I haven't designed the seashell ones yet. I have designed the ladybugs, so I'm going to do that. And then I was going back and forth between whether I want to do them on my smaller nails for my nail design book, or whether I wanted to do longer format nails so that I can fully flesh out some of these other ideas. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 designs on the smaller nails to put into my book. Then I really want to mock up a 3D ladybug, but that will have to go on the longer nail. So I'll do that as an art piece. So I'm going to start off with the designs first for my book. So that's going to be these 3. These are just reeds. And then I'm going to have some ladybugs going down them. Maybe I'll do some smaller 3D ones. And then these will be like polka dot ladybugs, and then a larger rendering of the ladybug on the 3rd nail. So let's get into that. And I'm going to start, I think, with the polka dot one. So I think I want to do a green background, and I'm going to use this new green that I got from Apres. It's Aloe You very much. And I do love this color very much. So let's grab my... See, I clean up and then I don't know where I put anything. My nail stand. Let's turn on my lamp. I'm going to do 2 coats of this green. And then we're going to get into the ladybugs. All right, so I've gone and topped with Velvet Matte Top Coat as per usual whenever I'm going to go in and do a design. So now I'm grabbing my palette so I can dispense some of this very beautiful red from Apres called Vampire Drunk, because we're going to go in and put in our polka dots. I'm using the largest largest dotting tool that I have, and I'm going to place them kind of randomly, or as randomly as I can make them, which doesn't seem to be all too randomly. But yeah, so just place them wherever you want, and you want to make them a little bit on the larger side because you want to be able to see what they are. So I'm just using the dotting tool to expand it a little bit, and I'll even it out with my brush in a moment, but I just want to mark the area. I want to use too much because you don't want, unless you want a semi 3D look, you don't want it to be raised, because also then you'll have trouble curing it all the way. So I'm going to go in with my liner brush and just even out those circles. I'm going to pop this in the lamp for 30 seconds to cure it, and then we're going to go in and put in the top of the ladybug, the head, the legs, and the dots. All right, so for the ladybugs, they have kind of like two sections of their upper body. I'm not going to go crazy with it because it would take up too much space. So I'm just going to do the rounded part of its head in a semicircle fashion, just like so. So I'm going to do it on all of our dots. Try to keep them equally sized. So after you do that, I would advise doing a quick cure because ladybugs have 6 legs and 2 of them are coming out from the space between their body and their head. So we don't want to pull the lines of the black in their head and distort it. So it's better just to go ahead and cure it. So what's amazing, and what I didn't realize until I started analyzing pictures of ladybugs, is that they're all identical. Their spots are all in the same space. Their spots are all in the same spot. There's same number of them. And even down to the white markings on the upper body and their shell. They're all the same, or at least all in the pictures that I'm seeing. So I'm going to go ahead and put in some white markings first, because the black spots go on top of them, just to make it a little bit easier. So you've got one at the top of the body, and I don't think we're going to have room to put it on the head, but that's okay. I think they will forgive me. Just like so. Do I want to try to put in, let's try to put in the ones at the top. Oop. Cleanup brush. Clean up on aisle ladybug. No, I think we're gonna leave it off. I think it's a little too distracting. All right, so back to black. There's one center mass at the top where our dot is. Dance for me. Easy tiger, easy, let your hair down. Come closer, let me see all your million faces and all your million mistakes. You don't. And then there's one each on the either side in the center, and then one each top to bottom on either side. So see if we can get them all in. I have doubts. I think I'm just going to elongate their bodies a little bit because they're not perfectly round. And we need space to put in the rest of the dots. All right, so back to the dots. And now to finish it up, we're just going to add in the legs, which I just want to make sure I don't have any red on my brush. So we've got 2 legs, as I said, coming out from in between the head and body. It's kind of like drawing spider legs. So you've got a straight line followed by one that curves kind of. They do have antennae also. I don't think I'm going to include it though, because this is already starting to get a little crazy. And they're starting not to look like ladybugs to me anymore. And then lastly, the ones coming out from the shell. Some of the hardness from those brief yet gloomy days. Wilderness, we give you our mess. We're so blessed to have you anchor our hearts. So I'm going to finish this up with a no white top coat, and then we're going to move on to the next nail. Got to admit, I'm not sure how I feel about these, or this one rather. They're a little bit larger than I was going for, but needed to be so that we could get in the detail. I don't know that all that detail was explicitly necessary though to get across the fact that they're ladybugs. So I'll have to sit on this one a bit and think about it. For the next one though, I'm going to do a lighter background just so that the colors of the ladybug can pop. And this is going to be the full nail ladybug. And this is Tea Leaf from a Prey. All right, so once again, top coated with Velvet Matte. And I'm going to go in with, I'm gonna go in with the red shell first because I don't want to have to go over the black. I'll go around the red with the black. So let's go ahead and mark this out. And they're going to be open. So we're going to bring it down kind of in a want to say kind of an oval, but it's going to have somewhat of a point on the top left side. And then we're going to mirror that on the other side. So then taking our brush from the bottle, we're going to go ahead and fill it in. And we're going to see that that's not even at all. But that's okay, we can fix it.
I want someone like you to stand by me always. And I dream of
Okie dokie, going in for the body, we're going to this time draw the portion that we didn't get to with our tiny friends. Oh, and I'm just gonna go to my reference image, and it does indeed come up at an angle from the underside of the shell. So we're going to take that portion and fill it in, and we're just going to bring it down around the perimeter of the open shell. And the body comes down into a point just below the open wings. So we're going to fill in this entire portion. Now, since the shell is already dry because we cured it, I'm going to go in and do the dots. So half of one dot is going to be on the right side and the other half is going to be on the left, since they're connected in the center when the wings are closed. And then the other two are going to be slightly off the side, one up and one down. All right, so I slightly messed up. I should actually look at the drawing as I'm replicating it. These should be further down and a little bit further apart because the one that connects is up closer towards the top of the shell. But that's okay. It's just a representation. It doesn't need to be exact. I'm going to go in and do the white part that goes below or behind the black dots, though, at the top. So I'm going to take my liner brush and just kind of dot them in. So today was a really weird day. Work has really slowed down a lot, unfortunately. I only had 3 clients in a 10-hour period, so it was a lot of sitting around doing nothing. And my larger client, my larger service towards the end of the day was supposed to be a full acrylic set, and the person never showed up. So I kind of feel like I'm out of sorts right now, and this isn't turning out the way I wanted it to. All right, so we've got the white part in. I'm going to go ahead and put in the other part of the head. And now to finish up the design, we're going to go back in with the white to put in the eyes and the final markings. So there are 2 more dots right at the corner underneath the head. Or I guess they're not really eyes, but just markings further down on its head. Kind of feel like it needs something else though. Like maybe I want to outline the shell.
Mostly off track and under attack, so we've earned it. Yeah, we've seen.
I think I'm also going to put in the wings.
Now everything that has been don't matter no more. We've earned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. Everything that has.
All right, we're moving on to the final small nail for my nail art book. And I'm going to be using Millennium Enterprise, which is another color from a prey. Why did my voice just crack? I want to use this as a background because it's kind of like that stormy, overcast blue. And it'll be great as a background contrast for the light green that I'm going to put in for the reeds that the ladybugs are going to be crawling on. I don't know how many I'm going to do, how large I'm going to be able to make them, if they're going to look like ladybugs at this point or just red dots, but we'll see. And I think I'm going to work in like a miniature 3D ladybug to go along with it. All right, let's go ahead and put in the reeds. So we're going to start at the bottom and kind of go up. That kind of looks like a reed right there. And go up at an angle. And then we're going to kind of make it a little bit thicker at the base, but let it stay trailing off. I'm going to take my brush and go at the bottom and go across it and up towards the top. And then I'm going to keep feathering more reeds out at different angles. Some thicker, some thinner. And this is just going to be the rough outline of where I want them because, or rather, it's going to be the shadow, or not the shadow. How do I put this? Like obviously light hits the reeds and creates shadows. So it's the darker areas of the reeds, and then I'm going to put in some lights, some lighter greens to create more depth. Does that make sense? Does anything make sense right now? I don't know.
We're so blessed to have you anchor our hearts and give us a fresh start.
All right, so we're gonna go in with our lighter green now and add in some highlights. So I don't think I'm going to have room to go in and make the smaller ladybug. So I'm just gonna go and make the 3D one. So we're gonna start off with the shell. That is acetone, not alcohol like I needed. I'm gonna wet my 3D gel with a little bit of alcohol just so I can roll it into a ball. I'm going to flatten it out just a tad. Oh, down onto the floor. All right, well, thankfully I found it and it went into the trash. So let's try that again, shall we?
We're so blessed to have you.
Are you kidding me? I swear I swear, if one more thing falls on the floor, I'm calling it quits. Probably for tonight, probably for the rest of the week. I just lost the rest of my clear gel from Madame Glam to the floor and to all the muck that is on the floor. I don't know why I can't keep anything on the table. Goodbye to that. Hello to Trippy Gel.
Our forces, what a bliss. You make me
Trying to see how large I want to make this.
in a whole different way. You make me wanna live this life to the fullest.
I think I'm going to keep it this size.
Time flies, yet there's butterflies in my palms and in my eyes.
All right, this is going to be the body. I'm going to cure it, and then we're going to get into putting the head on.
Gossip about our delight. What if we would join our forces? What a bliss. You make me understand this place in a whole different way. You make me wanna live this life to the fullest, to the fullest.
Okay, so I've got the head and the body on the nail with no incidents. I'm going to go in with these threads from Magpie Beauty to create the legs. Now they are a bit long, so we're going to have to trim them down. I am anticipating much frustration, so let's see if we can maybe not have much frustration. I'm just going to cut them a little bit smaller.
This place in a whole different way. You make me wanna live this life to the fullest.
Now I'm going to take them. I need to clean off my tweezers first because they've got gel on them. It's going to make things a little bit more difficult. I'm going to take a thread. I'm going to take some gel. And I'm going to take my flash lamp, which is slightly off camera here. And I'm going to dip the leg in the gel so that I can attach it underneath the body. It's still way too long, so I'm going to end up trimming it down more once it's actually attached, unless I can squeeze it all the way underneath.
And all your million mistakes. You don't.
Although, do they even need to be out? If it's flying, do I need the legs? I mean, it's not flying because the shell is closed. I'm going to leave it off for now and paint, excuse me, paint the, get off, shell and everything, and then we'll come back to it. So let's get our palette with our red on it. And let's get a flat brush. And we're just going to go in and paint the ladybug, as we've been doing all night. I had such high hopes for an easy video.
Has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. We've earned it. We've been mostly off track.
All right, going in with the dots. let's go back to our reference because I can't keep a thought in my head for 2 seconds. We've got one up here.
Now everything that has been don't matter.
Any down on the bum? None down on the bum. All right, I think I'm going to, instead of using the threads, I'm going to just draw in the legs. Why drive ourselves nuts when I'm already having a very long day?
Winds can't touch us no more. We've earned it.
Okay, that's going to do it for our 3D ladybug. I think I am just going to put in some red dots going down the reed, one of the reeds, just to give the impression of more ladybugs.
Follow me out.
So I'm going to keep the 3D vibe of this, and I'm going to use my Crazy Top gel to make the reeds and everything slightly raised, because I want to keep the background matte. So I'm going to use my long liner to go over the stalks and make them even more shiny. You know, top coat them so we can be done with this ish.
We give you our mess. We're so, so blessed to have you anchor our hearts and give us a fresh start.
All right, so I don't have the mental energy to do the third nail tonight, but this is what we have so far. We have our ladybug dots, which honestly I might redo. We have our 3D ladybug, and we have our whole nail ladybug. So far, this one is my absolute favorite. It will definitely be featured in the thumbnail, which at this point you've already seen because it's posted and it's finished. And the next nail is going to be coming up in like maybe 30 seconds for you, but hopefully, 24 hours for me, a little less than 24 hours, hopefully. But yeah, so this is going to finish this part of this video for right now, and I will be back in just a moment. So stay tuned. All right, I'm back. It is day 2. We're going to get into the third nail, although technically the fourth, because I did redo the, I almost said beetle, the ladybug polka dot nail. I think this one came out a lot better. I kept the background matte. I put a dot of top coat on top of the ladybugs to make them look 3D, which they are still a little bit 3D, but I think it came out a lot better. They're still obviously discernible as ladybugs, and they don't look like weird misshapen blotches crawling across the surface of the nail. I also obviously changed the color, the shade of green for the background so that the red pops a little bit more. So I think that came out a lot better. But we're going to move on to the last nail, which is going to be a major 3D nail. But first I want to get the background done. And I'm going to start off with Millennium Enterprise like I did on my other 3D nail. And I'm going to do 2 coats, but I'm also going to dust on some green and yellow pigment powder just to create kind of like a blurred foliage effect. I'm going to pop this in the lamp, do the second coat, and then do a velvet matte top coat so that we can get the pigment powder going. Okay, so once again, change of plans. It would help if I actually looked at my sketch before I made plans. So I forgot that I actually had the plan to paint out a leaf. So the design for this leaf is a little wrong. There's no way with the bending of the veins for the leaf to fold up the way I have it, because the leaf would be kind of folded over this way to have the lines going in that direction. So I need to either get rid of that fold or I need to have the veins going in the opposite direction. So I'm going to first paint in the background of the leaf itself, and then we're going to get into the veining, and I'll sketch it out on the nail and see what it ends up looking like. So I think for reality's sake, if we need it to be realistic, which I'm not sure that we do, which green do I want to go for? One preferably that will actually show up on the background. Let's go bright. I'll use Pistachio, which is the same color I used for the background of the polka dot nail. So I'm going to put some on my palette first and foremost. Oh, we're getting ready with the fireworks already. We're about 2 weeks early. And I'm going to go in this direction because that's the way I want it to go.
To the fullest, I will read you love poetry.
I could have just used my bottle brush.
Then I'll play something.
Needless to say, I didn't have to go through the trouble of polishing it with Millennium Enterprise and then matte top coating it, because we're just going over most of the nail with green now. But live and learn, and learn to pay attention. All right, going to cure this. I will be doing a second coat, and then we're going to go and put in the veining. All right, so we've got the basis of our leaf here. I did actually go in and do 3 coats. There is still some streakiness, which is fine. Honestly, it adds to the texture. But I'm going to try to lay in a rough outline of where I want the fold to be. So I have my shading gel, and this is kind of going to be a trust the process type of thing because I'm going to have to go back and forth between different parts of the leaf. I want to kind of throw in the shadow at the base. Oh, sorry, I have an itch on the side of my nose. And then pull it up and fade it out so that you get that depth of field from the bottom of the leaf going up towards the top. So I need a smaller brush to kind of drag that color and fade it out.
Be together. Everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more.
And then I want to put in the shape of the top of the fold. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cure this. And this is the part where I say you gotta kind of, you know, do I wanna pull that up a little bit more? Trust the process. Because it looks like there's just this harsh line now, but it's going to be blended in. Alrighty, so I'm going to use the same black to lay in the veining, and we're going to kind of go at a steep angle and bring it down. No, we're not. I don't like that. Let's try that again. Now, these are supposed to be lint-free wipes, not leave as much lint as you want wipes. All right, let's think about this a second.
That has been don't matter
think that looks good. All right, so I'm bleeding these out as I did with the shadow of the outside of the leaf, because this is going to be the shadow of the indentations of the veining. All right, so now I'm going to go and take some of this aloe you very much green from a Prey, and I'm going to kind of brush it in, maybe. Trying to blend it out a little bit so that it has a natural gradation. Just using a little bit of alcohol to thin it out and bring back those highlights so that the dark green is around the veining only, and then we get the pop of the lighter green coming through. Now I'm going to go in with this full painting gel from DGel. This was quite an ordeal. When I bought this set, I bought it because I was looking for their white. And when this came and I opened it up, I was very confused because, as you can see, it is not pure white. And I will show you what I mean. This is pure white. This is not pure white. So I thought that there was a manufacturing issue or a resale issue. I bought it off of a Korean gel brand hub, and going back and forth, and they told me that it must have been a mistake in the manufacturing because it was supposed to be pure white. They sent me a replacement. It was exactly the same. Come to find out that it's not supposed to be a pure white. It's supposed to be a milky white, which it is. So now I have 2 containers of milky white. And I actually forgot that I had it because I don't use, or I haven't needed to use, milky white in gel paint form. But I suddenly realized that I don't have any other milky whites at the moment because I brought my bottle of Nailz by Dev highlight gel to work. And then I remembered that I have this. So let's see what it does, if anything. And it's looking pretty translucent to me. It's not giving me much color at all. I mean, I guess maybe it's brightening it a bit, which is good. All right, back into the lamp. I think that's going to be it for the leaf. I don't think I need to put any darker darks in there. Maybe, let me see something a second. Where's my white? See if I can do this without messing it up. You know what? No, I'm gonna cure it first and then I'm going to mess around more. Okay, so I just wanna see what it looks like to put a little bit of stark white into the veining. I'm gonna cure that. We're done with the leaf because at this point I'm just going to mess everything up because I keep playing with it. So we're gonna move on to our Ladybug, which will be done in full 3D. I'm not really sure how I want to go about starting it. I might just create the individual pieces and then put them together on the nail and then paint it out. I'm not sure. So I'm going to take a moment and think this through. This is actually coming out better than I could have thought it would. I don't know if you can see it on my silicone pad, which I got specifically to work with resin. I have a piece of gel that I flattened out with the cap of one of my brushes, and it's already looking like a wing, which is exactly what I want. So I'm going to take my flash cure lamp and I'm going to cure it so that I can lift it off. Just want to see, use a clean silicone tool preferably, but angle this wing down a bit. It suddenly occurred to me that this may be way too large for the nail. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make another one but smaller. But yeah, that came out really nice. So let's try that again and I will show you how I did it. So I have the Trippy Gel from Nailz by Dev, and I'm going to pull off a smaller piece than I did last time. I think that's smaller. It may be the exact same size. We're about to find out. So I took a little bit of alcohol, put it on the roller, the makeshift roller, and just slowly started pressing it.
You don't need to hide.
Now I do have an X-Acto blade so I can cut it down. I just don't want to press into the mat. Let's try that again. I'm gonna roll it oblong this time instead of into a ball. All right, I'm gonna leave that there so I can mock up its twin. I'm going to use a spatula this time to remove the gel.
Like lilies you open, the fragrance goes to my head, my darling. I get everything that has been, don't matter no more. We've burned it.
Why is it that the first ones always seem so easy and then when you try to replicate it, it takes forever? Okay, I think that's actually good. Okay, so I'm going to go in and paint the design of the wings before I attach it to the nail because I want to make sure that I can get into all the areas. So I'm gonna take my black, let's see, Ladybug wings. Macro. Let's look up what they look like. I think they just come down. I'm once again taking some alcohol just to bleed it out so that they're not so harsh. All right, so we've got our wings. I'm going to move them aside for now. And we're going to get into making the shell. which will be a sight easier, I think, although it's going to be open, so maybe not. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the interior. Which is black and elongated. Comes to a point at the base though. I think it needs to be a little bit larger than that. So let's use our silicone tool once again, and we're going to use our spatula to kind of just squeeze it and elongate it, and then pinch one side. I think I want to model this on the actual nail so that I can have some purchase with it. Where do we want to put it? Let's put it right there. Get off, get off, get off. So this way, I don't have to worry about damaging it once I have it shaped the way I want. It's already on the nail. However, I do need the wings underneath it. Bugger. All right, let's see if we can get the wings situated up here. All right, the wings are still quite a bit larger than I wanted them to be. I think, see if we can move you over here for just a moment. Please be patient. We're gonna put a little bit of base. We have base, right? Where's our base? Let's use a thick base. And we're going to take our baby blender. I'm assuming the wings will harden a little bit more once they're in the lamp, because they're a little flimsy right now. I'd like to have them tilted up somewhat. Come on, please work with me. Thank you. Moving on to okay, so I'm going to cure this how it is right now, because I need to go in and paint out the body and the head before I can go ahead and put on the shell. All right, I'm going to try to put my hands in the lamp with it so that I can curve the wings up a bit. We'll see how that happens. All right, so that didn't work at all in terms of curving the wings, but that's okay. I'm going to go in with black now to paint it out so that we can move on to the next portion of the modeling. Using, once again, my black gel paint.
You make me understand this place in a whole different way. You make me.
All right, so I'm trying to figure out how to go about doing this. The shell, I thought, kind of opens this way, but it looks like it opens kind of like a Lamborghini. It opens from the outside in. But that's, you know, when it's in full flight. So I'm trying to look for a photo of it partially expand. Okay, so it looks like it's connected up here at the top of the thorax. So I need to create two hollowed out ovals somehow. I was thinking about using the plunger, the top of the plunger, for my cuticle oil. Since I can cure it on top and it won't stick, I'll be able to peel it off. so long as I can get the hairs off. But is it the right size? Might be. So let's play and see what happens. I need a relatively small amount because I want to spread it thin.
Even stay with me. You make me understand this place.
I have to remember how much of the tip is covered so that I can replicate it. The problem also with it being this thin is what I had with the wings, where it's going to be very malleable still and it might not hold its shape. All right, let's go ahead and cure that and see what happens. All right, let's try to peel this off and see what happens. I think that actually worked. So let's see how we would attach it. If I can get it off my glove. It's definitely too large, but we have the process. So let's see if we can find something smaller to mold it on. Okay, all of my round things seem to be about the same size, so we're just going to have to make it work. I've got scissors, I can trim it down. Let's see how much.
So that we can be together. Everything that has been don't matter.
I think that's good. So I'm going to take my lamp, get ready to flash cure it, because I'm going to dip it in my gel and then hold it in place to cure it. Maybe. Just want to add a little bit more gel.
Russian pen and I'm so lit. Like lilies you open. The fragrance goes to my head, my darling. I get everything that has been don't matter no more. We've burned it. All those whirlwinds can't touch us no more. We've earned it. We've earned it. We've been mostly off track and under attack, so we've earned it. Yeah, we've stayed loyal to each other. Now everything that has been don't matter no more.
All right, we've got both shells attached. We've painted them out red. I was on a phone call, of course. What else is new? So now we're going to put in the spots. First and foremost, the white that goes underneath the two black spots at the top. So we'll get that painted in. And then we also have, where is my reference? We've got two spots on each side of the body up here, which is kind of mostly covered by the shell. But we can make it work. We can make it work.
Follow me out down to the bay.
I'm trying to have them be the same shape as each other. It's not working out.
When you're with me, let every wave gently kiss away.
And now we're going to go in with our black, and we're going to put in the dots that don't overlap the white because the white isn't cured yet. I am jumping ahead. And we're going to do, let's see, our ladybug spots. Okay, so we've got one on either side here. And then we've got 2 here. I'm gonna go ahead and cure that, and then we'll put in the 2 spots that go at the top here. And then we're almost going to be done. I want to try to put in the antennae. So let's see how that goes.
Stay up till late. Share our secrets.
All right, so while that's curing, I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 threads again. Or I may just do 1 thread and do my treatment to both sides. So for that, I need, to not drop things, I need my crazy top. And I'm going to take this thread and dip it into the crazy top. I'm going to slowly build it up. I want to aim this down so that I'm not curing my entire tub of crazy gel. I know I am off camera.
We've come for you. Like feathers in the wind.
Okay, so now I'm going to do the same to the other side, and then we'll cut the pieces off. Okay, I think that's cured enough to start with. Going to go ahead and move this out of the way so I don't knock all the threads over, because that would be a mess to clean up. And we're going to set this aside because we don't need it anymore. I'm also going to put away my base gel and my lamp. And now we're going to take our scissors, which I put away for some silly reason, and we're going to try to attach the antennae.
We're so blessed.
Okay, so I'm going to take 1 antennae, dip it into the builder gel. These are still way too long. Okay, let's wipe that off. Okay, come on, cooperate. 1 down, 1 to go. I switched to my bird's beak tweezers just because I couldn't get a grip with the other ones, and honestly I'm still having trouble getting a grip in general.
Warm and tender every single day. What if we would join our forces?
Okay, I am delighted that is mostly stuck. So we are going to go with it. I'm going to grab my top coat and a smaller brush so that we can reinforce that. And then we're going to go ahead and top coat everything and be done.
Time flies, yet there's butterflies.
So it occurred to me as I was finishing this that it was supposed to be on one of my longer format nails, but that's okay. It at least goes with the set now, which is complete, and I am over the moon with how it turned out, especially since yesterday I was having so many problems with it. I just really love the way they turned out. I'm actually going to remove this one from the finished set because it's a duplicate and it's a poorer version of this one. And that's going to actually complete the 4 nails. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. This heads above the others, my favorite. This one close second. And then the polka dot Ladybug's a third. I'm okay with this one. I was talking to my sister earlier saying that it kind of made me think of a cicada. But I think they make a really nice series, and I hope you agree. So let me know what you think down below. I'm planning on doing some other bugs, as I said. Well, dragonfly isn't a bug, it's an insect. but I'm planning on doing similar series to these with some mixed 2D and 3D creations. Let me know what you would like me to do, and you may see it in a video coming soon. So thank you once again. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell so that you always know when new videos are available, and I will see you soon. Bye.